everybody again to the Macalester Stadium. Here again for your Vlora team. We're gonna start calling the Granite City FC players. Forward Granite Bell, forward Sark Mason, forward Avi Crawford, forward William Gonzalez, midfielder Andrew Holmes, goalkeeper Mateo Mangili, defense Pinyak Mankowski, defense Evan Esterns, midfielder Owen Wardell, midfielder Emil Yusuf, and defense Charlie Sella. And now for your home team, Vlora FC. We have on defense Oscar Alvarez. We have on forward Rodwan Barab. We have on defense Johnson Bondo. On the goalie, we have Hernan Burtiles. On defense, Owen Bursham. Then we have on forward Adonai Hans. And the midfielder Juan Lagores. And the midfielder Avery Larson. Forward Thomas Mena. On defense Ivan Panerdo. And finally on defense Hector Trigueros. Now we are gonna do the national anthem. Please stand up, everybody.
Good afternoon and welcome to Macalester Stadium for this afternoon's UPSL match between Granite City FC and Vlora FC. My name is Skip Newton alongside Dominic Bisogno. Dominic, Vlora started off the season red hot, but they've been on a bit of a streak here where they haven't been able to find the winning column yet.
Yeah, and it's developed in a situation where you come into the last regular season game of the season and it's a little bit of a pressure cooker. Vlora playing in Granite City, team tonight that have two games in hand, a game in hand after today, and are just a point behind, while St. Croix, who have finished their regular season, are at 21 points, 3 points ahead of Vlora. So a game Vlora really need to win, not just for the sake of changing some of the recent trends with the team's results, but also just to try to secure that top spot, make use of their goal difference advantage, and overcome St. Croix.
Yeah, and I'll admit I missed that St. Croix was done. So that does actually put Vlora in a good spot. If they can win the final two games, they should be able to win the conference and at the very least secure a top 2 seed, get a home game in that first one. That's what we're looking for here. As mentioned, Granite City with that game in hand. So they come in at 5-2-1, 5 wins, 2 draws, 21 goals with 15 against. Third place, just 17 points. That's 1 point behind Vlora at 5-3-1 with 25 goals and only 5 against. So that goal differential of 20 could loom quite large as a potential tiebreaker coming up to the end here. Vlora wearing their home whites, looking sharp. Going to go right to left with Granite City wearing black down there on the turf, which is probably a little bit warmer than the air. It's a very comfortable 73 degrees low humidity, not a cloud in the sky for the most part, no threat of any inclement weather tonight. It's going to be a glorious Sunday evening for soccer. There is a bit of a wind coming from across the field towards us, maybe a little bit at Vlora's back in the first half. We'll see how that plays out. But we are underway here at 5:06 at Macalester Stadium. Both teams looking to get those 3 points.
It's worth mentioning, just from the jump we mentioned, Granite City not too far behind Vlora coming into today. Had a really strong season. Granite City coming out of St. Cloud. They've been a long-time member of the UPSL and end of this conference. Last couple seasons, they've really struggled and finished much lower in the standings for a few springs. And this year, they've really come in swinging, and they've had a really strong season, 5 wins, I believe. So, another storyline for today is just they're looking to make as much of this opportunity as possible to get some extra points against another playoff contender and cap off this really strong regular season with a solid seeding for the knockout tournament. It's Vlora's job really to ruin that party and make sure theirs is a much happier one.
Would like to see Vlora finish their home schedule today with a win. We've got starting lineups coming in, the starting 11 for Granite City. Number 1, the goalkeeper, Matteo Mangili. Number 14 on defense, Charlie Zellman. Number 11, midfielder Owen Worsdell. Number 13, another midfielder, Andrew Holmes. At defense, number 5, Finnegan Mankowski. Number 18, forward Grant Bell. Number 22, midfielder Amin Youssef. Number 20, defense Evan Stearns. Number 4, forward Alvin Brople. Number 21, forward Soren Benson. That finishes the starting 11. And that's Benson right there coming in just a little bit heavy, but gets it across. Nice clear there by Vlora, and that's out to number 9, Thomas Mena. Usually we see a different number 9, but missing the top goal scorer, Martinez, is Vlora here today. So see how that plays out. Could be, and here's an opportunity, but that one's tipped forward by Bell, unable to control that one.
Yeah, on the note of Thomas Mena, I mean, he's a player that's had a really solid contribution to the team this season, and I think he may have scored away from home once or twice. We haven't seen him score here, but he's been really energetic, provided a lot down the wing. I recall a really thunderous post hit from him a game or two ago. So, yeah, I'll be curious to see what he does.
Starting goalkeeper for Vlora is Hernan Berdeles. Ivan Panergo, number 2, back on defense. Number 3, JJ Bondo. Number 4, as always, Oscar Alvarez. Number 5, Hector Trigueros. Number 7, midfielder Adney Hans. Hannes, wearing jersey number 7, but 4 goals, but all in that opener. Would love to see him get back on the score sheet here tonight. Number 8, Avery Larson, as always. Number 9, we talked about Thomas Mena. Number 10, Juan Lagares, as usual. Talked about the goalkeeper, Bertos, number 12. Number 17, Red Barab. And number 21 on defense, Owen Bersham. A regular back on that back line. We get the first corner of the match here going to Vlora. Will be in swinging from the near side. Goes out near the line. And here's a nice volley. Shot goes wide.
I think that's Barab that gets on the end of that. Yeah, really, really solid opportunity for him, top of the box and wide, but good awareness to see the opportunity to surprise Granite City.
And one of the challenges a lot of times with those volleys is keeping the ball down. If you get underneath it at all, that thing goes about 50 feet in the air. He did a nice job of staying over the top, just pushed it wide. Here's a break. Granite City, an opportunity. And they lose just enough control as it goes into the box and then powers over the Vlora defense.
Yeah, really nice work from Alvarez just to find some control in a pretty chaotic situation there, wrestling for that ball. Gets just enough between the player and the ball to end up getting that call in his favor. I think the Granite City player probably wanted it the other way, but yeah, really, really good early leadership there.
Unfortunately, I don't have a jersey 9 on my list for Granite City, so I'm not sure the name of that player, but we'll see if we can get that to you as the half goes on. Just the opening minutes here of first half. Oh, here's a nice through ball opportunity. The goalkeeper's out.
Really nice from Bondo there.
Gili coming off his line aggressively. And Alvarez gets nicked with the foul there, right on the touchline, holding up the opponent. This will be a free kick. It looks like it's Holmes lining this one up from an angle. Wind could play a factor here. He's kicking it right into that wind. Center referee going to have a little bit of a conversation with the massive bodies in the middle.
A little bit of early counseling there.
Appreciate all you joining us, taking a World Cup break. Just a fantastic start to that tournament. Oh, and here's a nice ball in. This one's flicked out. There's the volley attempt, and that's exactly what I was referring to earlier. If you get underneath it, it goes.
It stays in, though, man. It's still got it.
I mean, the wind helped push that one into play. Nice job by Vlora controlling, trying to work it out of their defensive third, but Bondo's going to play back and use Alvarez. They'll use Bertolis as well. Long ball. Panergo chasing, but he's not going to get there. Some light pressure by Panergo, but not much so far for Vlora here in the 7th minute. Long ball by Holmes. Brought down in the box, an opportunity here, and he's harassed from behind, and they're going to call it. Oh, and they're...
Oh, wow.
And that's a red card. He has been dismissed. They're ruling that a clear goal-scoring opportunity in the box.
Yeah, it looks like a stip. It's a tug and pull. It looked like there was potentially a penalty decision, and the logic, I suppose, for the referee is last man, last defender. Wait a minute here, just confirm who exactly it was that. I think that might be Hector Chigueros. And it does look like number 5 there is walking away, so that is Hector Chigueros.
So Chigueros dismissed, and now Vlora playing a man down for the rest of this match. But they are ruling this out of the penalty area, so not a penalty kick.
A little replay here we're going to look at.
See the tug, and that was inside.
Yeah, that's a very odd. The only logic I can see there is that they are feeling that the situation started out of the box and that the tugging continued after. But if you're gonna consider it a red card, I feel like that's an odd decision. But I guess it's a little bit of mercy for Vlora.
Worsdell going to take this one, and he puts it over the net. So the silver lining here for Vlora is that they don't concede the goal or a likely goal from a penalty, but play a man short.
Yeah, it's a really it's a really interesting decision, I think, from the referee, just in the sense of the two different directions that he's gone with the two parts of the call. That's a puzzle that we're not going to be able to sort of put together from up here right now, but the end result is, not what Vlora would want this early in the game, to be down to 10 men for essentially it's going to be the entire game. Yeah, they get a little bit of mercy of not having to deal with the penalty right away or something like that. But I'll have to see how the team adjusts. You see in this sort of shape that they're in right now, Avery Larson's kind of taking a role in part of that sort of backline unit.
Granite City now controlling at midfield. They work the far side of the pitch. And a push from behind, and foul's called. Bertolus will take this one. Mena there, but surrounded by Granite City defenders, and now they break out with control. That's Stearns. Works it across. On the ground, trying to get it through, but it's cut off by his teammate. I don't think that would have made it through. Probably a good decision there, but now Vlora just a little strong.
The other thing that the play resulting in that card shows us, and that we already saw an example of this beforehand, is just that number 9 with Granite City has already been causing a lot of problems, just being able to outpace a little bit the man that's marking him, getting situations where he's at the top of the box, either in on goal or with one person between him and goal. I think that's going to continue to be a big outlet for Granite City.
And he has that lethal combination of size and speed.
Yeah.
Where he can not only threaten to beat that defender, but has the physicality to hold him off.
For sure.
Get good position. I think that played a part in that play just a few minutes ago. Oh, and here's a steal and opportunity for that player. Again, Vlora cutting in, getting enough of the ball. A diving save there for Bertolus. That one was headed for the far corner.
Yeah, big intervention there. And just enough from Alvarez and Berchem to kind of mess things up a little bit in front of him. Make the shot not be a very clean one. But, I think that's going to continue to be a big part of today's match.
Vlora with a little more pressure deeper into the zone. Granite City finds that big target up front. Bondo's going to easily win this one. Uses his keeper. Aggressive pressure there by Benson. Bertolus clears, and now it's back to Granite City's back line controlling as they approach midfield, the long far side. Nice job by Larson using his teammate in the middle. That'll be a goal kick. So when you go down a man, this early, other than Larson, playing more of a defensive role, stepping out of that kind of holding center mid, what other changes, if any, does Vlora do? Do you kind of keep going with the regular game plan because it's so early, or how do you adjust?
I mean, potentially, right? It's a very specific kind of being down to 10 minutes. This is a game you really want to come away with the win. It's a home game. It's so early. You just see from the fact that they haven't made any changes that they are essentially going for a very similar setup, just with a reduction of numbers going forward, and Larson, Berchem just holding onto that right side. It looks like that's what they're sticking with for now. We don't see anyone warming up or anything like that. So I don't necessarily think we're going to see a ton of hyper detailed changes about what folks are doing. I mean, Bondo's still doing his thing, feeding Mena, who's trying to, feed up front. It'll be interesting to see how the game evolves, and if Granite City were to score, if that changes things. But it does kind of look like Vlora more or less trying to stick to the plan as much as they can.
Yeah, and here we've seen this all season long. Bondo really utilizing the touchline and making those runs from his left back position or one of the back positions, whichever side of the pitch he's on. I think that's an advantage that I'd like to see Vlora continue to exploit. You mentioned, it'll be interesting if they change it. Should they get down a goal? I was thinking, how does their approach change? Should they score first? And if Vlora can get up, do they really try to just preserve the lead for the rest of the match? I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see how that plays out here. We got a lot of time left. Nice speed move. And here's a long shot, far corner. It's hooking wide.
I think to your point, that's one of the things that's interesting about the card is it comes at a point where this game is largely directionless about who's in control, who's in the lead, who's dominating this and that. Most of the stats aren't developed enough yet for there to be any meaningful momentum in any way. So to some extent, I think that is why if you're in Vlora's position, you kind of have to at least try to see what you can just do with 10 with what you were trying to already accomplish. Because frankly, the game just hasn't really developed enough to read it otherwise. And of course, you come into the game knowing you have a talented squad and knowing that you have, a group of guys capable of being very competitive in this game. If Vlora were to go ahead, you do wonder if, right now you can kind of see that they kind of have 3 floating more up front, 2 more floating in the middle. Do they start to drop back a little bit? Do they start to consolidate a little more defensively? Wouldn't necessarily say that we've seen Vlora lean too hard and parking back at all this season, but maybe with some of the circumstances that would happen.
50-50 ball momentarily controlled by Granite City, but now Vlora controls near side. Bondo, he's going to cross over the head of one team. He's got a guy in the back post, but the defender's in the way, but plays it over for a corner.
Yeah, it's really nice work on the far side. I think it might be Larson. Just puts the defender in an awkward spot, has to make a decision. And these little opportunities to kind of pause the game, reset the game, determine the next couple of minutes of play are going to be big, I think, as Vlora are going to have less and less ability to just immediately control this game being down a man.
Opportunity here for Vlora to take advantage of a set piece. Corner from the far side. Pops this one up. It goes long. Far post. No one there but Granite City players. Headed right back in. Back out again. Bondo's going to play it. Far side with some space. That cross is deflected and out.
But this is some positive possession for Vlora. This is something you really want to have some sort of response after that period of time where you don't just have the card, but you have quite a bit of Granite City on the ball. You need to have a little bit of a say here. Not let it become just a siege on your home box.
Alvarez, he's going to face pressure. Finds Bondo. He's also facing pressure. Oh, a nice touch pass from Mena. Bondo, left foot just missed his teammate, Panergo. Bondo, and couldn't connect there as well. That giveaway resulting in a counterattack. Benson plays it too deep, and this one's going to be a throw-in. Just on this side of the corner flag. Bit of a bad break there for Vlora.
I haven't quite seen that sort of trifecta of Bondo, Mena, and Panergo quite connect yet, but you can see that there's a lot of potential there. You can see the's a lot of electricity there. Just needs that little extra shift in the right direction.
Long throw off the back of the leg there of Gonzalez. This will be another throw here for Vlora. One's headed a couple of times and controlled down to Gonzalez. He goes far side, a little strong. Chasing it down is Wursdell. Finds the big target in the middle. Knocked away and controlled by Vlora, and they clear. Gonzalez again. Bondo, aggressive D. He wants to win that one. Oh, and they gave the call.
Yeah, it comes a little late. It comes kind of as Bondo's finally won the battle, but some of the earlier hasslings giving Granite City a free kick here.
Well, I thought it was closer to the touchline.
Yeah, I think the refs called it back to the initial contact, I guess, so the ball a little more central.
Opportunity on the set piece here. Plays this one into the 18, and that one's cleared out. Played up in the air. Nice volley. Eventually controlled by Vlora. They're going to go long. There's an opportunity for a counter if they can get there first. Defense of Granite City just in the nick of time.
Yeah, it almost finds Adonai Hans, and you'd love to see him get the ball with that much space in front of him, but at the very least, Vlora able to switch the area of play, get this throw in.
Back to Alvarez. Swings it over to Bondo. Long cross. Headed out by Granite City, and now they under pressure. Far side. Multiple Vlora defenders there, unable to win that one. And another foul called on Vlora. That's their fourth. Still scoreless here at Macalester Stadium.
Yeah, and I think it's worth saying. I think the play since the card has felt very similar to the balance we had before the card, just in the sense that it's been very back and forth.
That pass intended for Yusuf, who was making his run to the 18, but well defended. Chipped up far side, picked out of the air nicely. Cross, nobody home. Bondo there. And that one goes into touch off of Benson. Here's Benson again. Alvarez tracks that one down. And now we got JJ down grabbing his ankle, or stretching perhaps. Not what we want to see.
Yeah, starting to dead up. I don't know if there was maybe some off the ball contact with the player, but seems to be walking pretty comfortably.
Good news here. We'll have a drop ball back to Granite City at midfield. Granite City with a turnover opportunity here on the counter, but just too heavy on that touch. Nice job stepping in front of that pass, just a little strong.
Yeah, some really good teamwork from Hans and Barab to force that. Doesn't quite result in what Vlora wants, but does disrupt the Granite City attack.
That one's headed out by Berchem. Stolen by Vlora. And we got a foul call. Third foul the first half against Granite City. Long ball. A good one. He's open. Can he get by the one defender? He cuts in the middle. He's got a shot. Oh, great save. The rebound and just over. A golden opportunity for Vlora. Asking questions.
Oh my gosh. It is a wonderful opportunity for Mena. Really good work from Mena to set it up, to cut to the right, to find the shot. Keeps it low. It's a good shot initially. The goalkeeper makes a wonderful save, I think with his foot, to deny that. The follow-up's over the goal, but the initial chance from Mena has really wonderfully worked. Easily Vlora's best chance of the game so far. A good sign that this Vlora team is more than willing to dig in and find their chances. Frustrating to see that that's so well saved.
And that one finds a way to stay in. Unfortunately, nobody making the run. But yeah, that was a fantastic opportunity for Vlora. We want to see more of that. Maybe picking their moments when they can take advantage and put the pressure on.
You could see on the initial outball to Mena that he can bring that speed. He can outpace players for the ball, get in front of them. It's going to probably be a major asset today.
Oh, no, making a run. Oh, and it just goes off his back heel. If that would have been out in front of him, that was another opportunity. But it goes begging.
Yeah, it's another example of you can see that relationship still kind of developing today. Team Bondo and Renego, and there's been some really bright moments.
Nice control on the far side by Lagares. Keeping that one in, avoiding defenders, earning the throw-in. Tries to do the same here. Manages to almost get by one guy, makes the move, cuts it back, crosses, headed out. Couldn't pull that one back enough, and now they're going to go long, try to counter. Berchem is there. Nice job winning that one in the air.
Yeah, really important to stop that. Looked like a really dangerous ball. Two different Granite City players ready to run onto it.
Trying to connect with Mena again. Long shot. Easy save.
Yeah, Granite City player, I think, just trying to maybe catch the goalkeeper a little off his feet. A little surprise shot for him, but comfortably handled.
A directional punt to Bono. Nice pass. Right to him. Mena. Alvarez uses his goalkeeper. Bertelis. Through Berchem. Larson far side. He goes long. He's got Panergo. Defense gets there first. They'll use Mangili. Vlora maybe taking a little bit of rest here again, playing a man down. Red card issued in the 8th minute, so they've been playing with 10 for the majority of this match. We're coming up on the half-hour point. Throw in here for Stearns. Goes back to Holmes. They'll play this one into the penalty area. Oh, and it somehow goes right through the arms of the keeper and in. Oh, a misplay as it went right through Bertus' hands. The goal is scored. And that's unfortunate for Vlora, as that one should not have happened. It shouldn't have gone down that way.
Yeah, it's a miscommunication. Bertus and the two center backs not quite on the same page about how to handle that one. Gets past Bertus after he comes out. The center back quite in the right spot to just try to punt it away and pivot to the Granite City player. Stays aware of where the ball is and is able to sort of scrape a shot over the line. Well earned on his part for the physical dedication. But yeah, obviously frustrating for Vlora to let in, of all the ways, a goal in such a fashion.
And now we have a foul called against Granite City with a yellow. I believe that was on number 22, Amin Youssef. Alvarez is up and okay.
Yeah, Granite City were able to get the ball back and make a big charge out of that right off the restart, off of Vlora's restart. So this is a good opportunity for Vlora to get back in control of things.
We'll get our chance for the final 14 minutes and change. See how Vlora responds to that goal. Find themselves down 1-0 here. A big game between the second and third place teams in the UPSL standings. Granite City staying patient. Now they go long. And we get a foul called against Granite City. Vlora, long ball into the box. Is it too far from Mana? Yes, it is.
Yeah, just barely. Gets to it, but not in time to really control it. Yeah, and with Granite City now ahead, as we talked earlier about how is the card change the game. At this point now for Vlora, you really do have to maintain the game plan as what can we create offensively, because defending at this point is not what wins the game. You need to get back into this one, get a goal, try and make some of those chances that getting us excited earlier.
Granite City controls far side. Now they go long. Bershem stops the immediate threat, but still controlled by Granite City as they work the middle third. Youssef, far side. Drop this one back to Mankowski. Stearns. pass deflected and knocked into the air, but brought down again by Granite City. Good hustle to control, slide tackle, and the hand goes up, and they're going to say, I believe, a dangerous play there.
Yeah, really good work from Lagares just to stay determined to win that one. Take some scuffs along the way, doesn't give in to to any of the chaos, and just sort of stands firm.
Erdelis steps up to take this one. Mena deflects it over to Bono. I think that was his intent. He wanted it on Bono's boot. He crosses, deflected out, facing the wrong way, tries to tap back. That shot blocked.
Wow, big call, handball call here.
Just outside the penalty area, unfortunately. I mean, we're talking right outside the penalty area. But almost a must-have situation here.
Yeah, and the referee's talking to the player, just saying that he felt while the player was making a relatively close positioning to block the shot, the elbows drifted out and his arms got a little too wide for comfort in the rules.
I believe Juan Lagares is going to take this. Puts it through and in. That looked easy.
I think he tricked us a little bit, and he certainly tricked the goalkeeper. He's just able to kind of chip or scoop that one into the left corner. Goalkeeper barely moves. I think barely processes the kick's been taken. Check out a quick replay of that one.
I mean, just calm and collected. You watch as he lines this up and just places it as if it were practice and there was nobody there. Like, I'm just going to aim for the upper 90 and see what happens. That was a huge equalizer for Vlora, and we're in the 38th minute, back at one apiece.
Yeah, just a really clever little free kick. Doesn't even really have a run up. I think really just leaves the goalkeeper not clear that the kick's coming when it's coming, and outsmarts Granite City. Huge to get this game back even before halftime. Give Vlora the opportunity to.
Oh, and a near miss there. Got his foot on it, but could not control. Fortunately for Vlora, that replay on that goal, of course, brought to you by our director and producer, Katie Brink. On camera, we've got Simon Echeverry. Glad to have him up in the booth with us. Alvarez maintaining good physicality right at the corner of the penalty area. Cleared by Alvarez. Brought down by Holmes. Through ball. Again, perhaps maybe some miscommunication there between defender and goalkeeper.
Yeah, it did look like Bredelis with a mild little complaint after the clearance, just saying that he was going to go for that one. At the same time, you can appreciate that the Granite City player was really closing in fast. So Vlora defender, I think, just felt the need to get it out of there. It's one of those ones that's hard to know who would be right in a sort of hypothetical of something else happening. But Granite City, I mean, responding to that goal, that equalizer with a lot of intensity, right away finding that through ball to that player.
A high throw brought down in the penalty area and then cleared. Nobody there really for either team. The goalkeeper all the way out. Played on the ground. Vlora doing a nice job defending, trying to keep that one Over on the side, there's a trip from behind, a push, and a foul. Foul starting to rack up here for Granite City. That's 8 now.
Yeah, some nice defending from Larson and Barab, sort of combining, win back possession on that one. And I mean, sort of winning these moments, winning these calls, I think it's just going to be a huge part of Vlora finding a way to kind of be back in this game, take some control in this game.
Center ref telling Bertelis he's got to go a little bit farther back. Interesting to have the keeper take one from way out there. You know, the odds of that going horribly wrong are really low, but back line still controlling for Granite City. Some pressure from Mena. Panergo up there as well. Long ball, Alvarez. Great position winning that one in the air. Alvarez. They go long, but no run was being made. And Gilly rolls that one out to his defensive teammate Holmes. Stearns. Pass to Yusuf, stolen, and foul from behind. Yusuf needs to be careful.
Yeah, Zana talking to from the referee. Might even be a follow-up here. The referee had a quick word with them.
Alvarez, not quite long enough. Lofted into the air with an 8-iron. Oh, and there's another foul. Racking them up. Bertelis motioning for Bondo to go down. He's not going to play this one short. Played on the ground. Mena can't quite get there. Lagras harassing Yusuf. Oh, and Yusuf just quits and looks at the ref and gets the call.
Yeah, it's been some good battles already, those two, Yusuf and Lagras, and refs kind of called it both ways a couple times. I think that's going to continue to be a important matchup, and maybe a matchup with some tense moments.
Here's Yusuf with a left foot shot. That one's partially blocked. Heads that one to the middle, and this one's headed into touch. So this will result in a corner, the first of the match here for Granite City, coming up at the tail end of the first 45. Important set piece here for both teams. Vlora doesn't want to give up a late goal, of course. This will be an in-swinger. Plays it in. Bertelis punches. Oh, we've got a player goes down. That was Yusuf again, by the way.
And it's Barab that's down. gave a very audible yell of pain. There were quite a few reactions from Vlora players on the field and off the field.
He's up and moving around. I think the Vlora wanted to see another yellow there for Yusuf and even things up 10 apiece.
Yeah, there's no card in the end. I mean, it's no stoppage until after anyways. But something happened. It was hard to see here exactly what the nature of the injury was, but
Yusuf was winding up for a big shot, and I think ended up
maybe some follow through,
hitting Barab instead of the ball.
Yeah.
Another foul called here. We're in the first minute of stoppage time. Suspect we'll get about maybe 3 minutes. An opportunity here for a late one going. Mena brings that one down. Got Bondo. Somehow gets that one to his teammate in the middle. That was Barab, fresh off the injury. Here comes Granite City. Just under the boot of Bell. Mena tried to flick it over everyone's head to get to himself, but he was surrounded by black jerseys. And pressure from behind, too much. Important free kick here. Probably have another minute stoppage time remaining. Hannes backs up a little bit. Just out of the reach. A really nice delivery in there. Ball was perfectly placed.
Oh, quick one out to Hannes.
Tried to catch Granite City napping and create a one-on-one situation. I like the thought there. End of the half. I mean, if that goes to Hannes, it's one-on-one. I'll take our chances in that matchup, but well defended. This is onside. This is an opportunity for Hans. He's in the free. He's got it by the keeper. If he finishes, he does. The goal is scored. A huge goal for Vlora, and somehow they should be going to half with a 2-1 lead.
It's a huge response from Vlora. Amazing ball out to Hans, who rides the offside line perfectly. I mean, about as close as he's allowed to. Really easily wins the sprint to that ball, and we have halftime. So that'll be the halftime score. It's 2-1 to Vlora.
I was ready to give the speech about the story of the first half being the first real event being in the 8th minute, the red card earned or given to Hector Trigueros. But really the story of the first half is after the goal by Granite City, 2 consecutive goals for Vlora, and despite playing down a man for the overwhelming majority of that first half, they find themselves up 2-1. We will take a break for halftime. An exciting second half on the way. We'll be back in just a little bit. For Dominic Bisogno and Katie Brink, my name is Skip Newton. It's 2-1 Vlora at the half. Welcome back to Macalester College. It's the UPSL match between Granite City FC and Vlora FC. My name is Skip Noon alongside Dominic Bisogno. We are just about ready to kick off the second half. That is an exciting end to the first half for Vlora. I don't think there's been that much buzz up here in the booth at halftime all season long. Just to recap quickly for those of you just joining us, the Vlora been playing a man short. They got a red card in the 8th minute, unfortunately, to defenseman Hector Trigueros, and a goal scored in the 31st minute by Granite City. You know, things are starting to trend in the wrong direction, but a 37th minute goal on a free kick just outside the penalty area scored by number 10, Juan Lagares, evens things up, made things at least, you know, more intriguing as we're approaching halftime. And then right at the end of the half, Lagares delivers a perfect long ball to Hans, finishes, and that's the end of the half. And all of a sudden, despite down a man, we're up 2-1.
Yeah, we barely even had time to celebrate. They were ending the first half. It's a hard half to sort of properly recap because so much happened in so many different ways. But you have a first 30 minutes that arguably for Vlora, it's like everything's going a little bit wrong. And it's just a really amazing response to be ahead now at the start of the second half. Two really just technically strong moments for Vlora to pick out a really nice free kick and create a really nice goal.
Here's Mena, stayed on side, takes a tough angle shot. That one not close. Well, and we discussed, you know, right after that early minute number 8 red card, what could potentially change with the strategy for Vlora being a man down. And, you know, while it was even, you know, obviously, well, I think what we saw, they didn't change anything. Here's a potential break for Granite City, well defended. And then when they get down a goal, of course, they can't, you know, they can't stop trying to score now. Well, now we get to flip the coin. What do they do differently, if anything, being up a goal here in the second half?
Yeah, it's a good question. And, you know, as far as we can see, no changes at halftime, something we thought, you know, there's a possibility of. The general shape still looks kind of, you know, akin to what we saw in the first half, although I do notice, for example, you got Hans is actually now playing more up front, and Pinerdo's actually kind of dropped back to Hans's position from the first half. He's kind of down here by the near side, sort of still playing an offensive role, but more tracking along the right. And so you wonder if maybe they want to see if they can do more of that second goal and use Hans's pace, create some opportunities there. But, you know, at least just to the naked eye, these first couple minutes, don't see an obvious change. I think the big thing that Vlora have to just think about is in that first half, Granite City were able to create a lot through sort of these moments of chaos. Even the goal they scored really is sort of from a moment of chaos that's mishandled by the Vlora defense. And if you're Vlora, I think it's just about having the second half be a little more calm, a little more controlled, a little more steady. And you saw towards the end of the first half when they had the ability to control the tempo of the game, do this sort of moments of intelligence they wanted, it worked.
Opportunity far side here for Granite City, see if they can't get one in the penalty area. They do chip one in, but this one's going to Erdelis. A nice job fielding that on a tough hop. Had a guy right in his face.
Yeah, and Granite City looked ready to chase back for a second goal, but it'll be really interesting to see just how Vlora can manage the game. See if they can find a third goal, which obviously would really change the state of things.
That one won by Rob. Hans near side, ball goes to him. Drawing crowd, left foot shot, can't hook that one into the corner.
Yeah, you can see what he's trying to do there. It's not a bad idea. Definitely had the keeper making a response. Maybe just trying to catch him out before he's settled. But yeah, that first, I guess something to look for in the second half is in that first half, Juan Lagares' intelligence on the ball proved to be a huge factor in the goal and the assist. And you wonder if he can continue to weave the story of the game a little bit just with these opportunities on the ball, finding spaces, finding shots.
Granite City brings this one across midfield down to Benson. Vlora controlling, bounces that one off Benson. It'll be a Larson throw as he goes to track this ball down. Big game in the standings here. Vlora 1 point ahead of Granite City, second and third place respectively, but Granite City with that one game in hand. So if Vlora can somehow hold on despite being a man down, then that would widen the gap to 4, and so that gives them a little cushion, allowing Granite City to, should they win their extra game, it still puts Vlora a point up. But a lot of soccer to be played. Hans as Bondo, he's got nobody in the middle to pass to, so he's going to try to beat the guy one-on-one, but didn't really have a whole lot of attractive options there. Oh, and a turnover. Opportunity. Hans plays it across. There's nobody there, and the foul is called.
It's a call the ref has to make. The goalkeeper comes out, doesn't make clear contact with the ball, and even if he had, he would have put 2 feet straight through, Adonai Hans. It's has to be a penalty for Vlora. And suddenly a huge opportunity to make this a 2-goal lead and suddenly really put Granite City on the burners.
You see the replay here. The bad pass, the turnover there, Granite City goes into chaos and absolutely takes out the player for Vlora, and now a huge penalty. We saw the free kick goal by Lagares, which was taken and really just, it looked so nonchalant the way he put that into the corner. I'm not surprised that he's taking this one here. I mean, it's the same shot without the wall, and he's closer. Lagares. Oh, it's saved, but it's there for a rebound. Heads it down, and he can't get it in. Oh, a huge save. Granite City comes up with a massive save by Mangili.
Yeah, it's a solid shot from Lagares in the initial shot. It's well stopped. The ball returns to him, and I think it's lacking the momentum it needs for that header to really go where it needs to go. I think it's a quick moment. It's a quick decision he has to make. He goes for the header instead of trying to use his foot, and the momentum of things just doesn't go his way. It's a huge stop for Granite City. If they go 3-1 down, this becomes a much harder situation for them to manage. For Vlora, it's a rough break after a really strong into the first half not to get that third goal.
Yeah, the way the ball bounced, it was in that awkward middle part, but like you said, there was no momentum. It was kind of just bouncing straight up and down. In hindsight, he probably would have been better off just running through it and trying to use his body to momentum to let it come down, and then maybe he can tap one in, because the goalkeeper was still struggling to get up. But unfortunate there. Hans trying to beat his man. Now we should remind people, Vlora still with a 2-1 lead. But a massive save.
Yeah, still 2-1, and worth just repeating how important Lagares has been to this game, to this lead that Vlora have. But it's just a moment that doesn't go his way. Decision that doesn't quite work out with the way the ball wants to go.
Panergo can't find Barab. Down the near touch. It's a race. That one's played out by Berchem. He had Grant Bell aggressively coming down the touchline, and now we've got Panergo going down. Looks like he needs to be stretched out. Mentioned at the start of this match, it's just a gorgeous day. No humidity. There is a wind coming across the pitch towards us. Maybe a little bit at the backs of Granite City, but a very comfortable 73 degrees. That cross is blocked. This will result in a corner. First one for Granite City this half, the second of the match. Every set piece becoming a bit vital here as the second half continues. And we're finally ready. This one is somehow finds its way through. Nobody touches it. It's kept in, and it's still in. Vlora going to burst out of their end, and they're going to play this one long, and now it's a foot race. Mena's there. Keeper is way out. He just has to play that one up. Gonzalez, far corner. Draws a crowd. This one's played across, a nice pass. Left foot in, there's a guy there just over the net. That was a nifty play.
Some close calls for Granite City. That corner kick, Granite City really committed a lot of men forward for that. Somehow misses everybody. And then that chance to slide in and score ends up getting skied, not going Granite City's way.
Yeah, I got to believe on that corner, both of the benches, the coaches must have been wondering, how does that ball not get touched by somebody as it goes all the way through? Flicked on, almost resulting in a chance for Mena. And we're going to get our first Vlora substitution. I'm sure they will use all of their available substitutions, get as many fresh bodies on the pitch as they can.
Looks like we've got Dek Jama coming on for Panergo.
So Panergo steps off in the 57th minute.
I think Vlora may be looking for a more natural fit in that defensive corner on the right. Avery Larson now playing on maybe a little bit more forward.
Good run here by Wordsdell, trying to get through the entire Vlora defense. Larson finally comes out of there. Mena loses it. Shot, big save.
Flying save for Vlora from Fidelis. Corner kick for Granite City. Really nice hard shot His first big sort of intervention from him for this half.
Yeah, the first goal back in the 31st minute, went through his hands and allowed the ball to come down, and eventually was tapped in by Vlora, as neither Bertelis or the defense could get a control on that. An in-swinger from the far side. Last one went all the way through the penalty area. This one, too long, goes over the heads of everybody. Benson is there. He's going to cross that one right back in. Header comes down, but not dangerous. Bertelis there to clean that one up, and he'll allow his teammates to get down a little bit more before he finds Bondo. He lost control. He's down. There was a little contact.
Yeah, Bondo's still down. Granite City also with a substitute ready.
Bondo gonna take his time getting back to better health. The wind playing havoc with our papers up here in the booth. Players get a little bit of a water break. While we have the break, let's pivot a little bit to the other big soccer event going on in the world. Any thoughts on the first week of the World Cup?
Oh gosh, I mean, yeah, there so much has happened. We're not even through the first games of all the groups, and so much has already happened. A huge game today between the Netherlands and Japan, then the 2-2. It's a big one people were talking about ahead of today. Two teams you would expect to be really competitive. I thought, Brazil Morocco 1-1 was a crazy game. For the hosts, it's been a really interesting start for the three hosts. Mexico win a really crazy game against South Africa, 2-0, but red cards for pretty much everybody. Canada, party a little bit spoiled by Bosnia. And, of course, the U.S. with that 4-1 win over Paraguay, some really nice goals for the Americans. I think it's been a really entertaining start for sure.
Yeah, you can't ask for much better start for the United States. Hopefully that continues. Here's Hans back to live action, 1-on-2. He's going to take it himself. Of course, left foot shot. It's saved. It's down. Hans trying to get the rebound. He can't.
He gets sort of half a touch on the rebound and it just doesn't quite stay in his zone. Wanders away, cleared away. Huge opportunity for Adonai Hans, though.
That one out of the reach of Soren Benson, so it'll be a throw-in here for Vlora as we're just past the hour mark. Plenty of soccer left here. Vlora still with that 2-1 advantage. That go-ahead goal scored in the closing seconds of the first half. The third minute of stoppage time. And they're saying that throw never went in, so they're going to rethrow. Dek Jama was the first sub in for Vlora a few minutes ago for Ivan Panergo. Off the back of Hans. Played up. Long run for both Mena and his counterpart Stearns. Oh, he trips over the 50-yard line. Lucky that he had space. Turf Monster gets him. Jama looking to throw. Here comes Granite City. Feed this one through. Benson down in the corner. Plays it up. Headed right out. Nice clear. Tapped out perfectly, actually, for Vlora. They go long, but that one's blocked. Had Mena on a run. Here's Hans. Tries to get through, and he's tripped. That's going to draw a yellow, I believe.
Yeah, yellow card of 15 there.
So that one goes to number 15. Don't have that jersey number, but here in the 64th minute, Granite City with a couple of yellows. The earlier one in the first half to Amin Youssef, who may or may not still be in the match. Mena, battling defender. Larson up there trying to win. He does. Looking for Hans, but he's well defended. Hans comes back. Pass out to Larson. Didn't quite get there. Good communication there between Jama and Bersham. Suspect as time continues to wind down and Vlora continues to hold this 2-1 advantage, we'll see more and more pressure and chances taken by Granite City. They're still looking for that equalizer, but if they can win the match, they have a chance to take first place.
Yeah,
Jama knocks that one out.
Granite City have made some changes here. 22, Yusuf has departed, and I think 15 may well be the one filling the spot. And also 8 has come in for 9 up front. Some offensive changes, looking for that goal.
Foul called here on Granite City. They had 10 fouls in the first half, just 3 so far in the first 20 of the second. Hans hoping that one would get over the defender's head. Controlled by Granite City. Jama. Mena comes back. Alvarez long ball. Mena trying to beat his defender. Can't get there. That one goes into touch. I believe that defender, number 10, is new as well for Granite City. No, they've pulled their large, fast attacker as well, which is a bit surprising. I feel like he's had the most chances for Granite City.
Yeah, I guess looking to try something different, see if they can sort of catch Vlora off guard as the changes settle. And speaking of changes, Thomas Mena has actually stepped off now for Vlora.
He's had a lot of runs, made a lot of plays, put a lot of pressure on it. I'm sure that's a move to keep a fresher body out there. Larson, the guy that replaced him, just too far. Trying to utilize that fresh body. This one into the Granite City bench. It'll be a throw for Vlora.
So it looks like the change for Mena is Thomas Teesing, number 19.
Good pressure by Vlora, the keeper, coming out and controlling that one to Jankowski. ball played on the ground. Bertolus easily able to corral that one. And one of the things to be mindful here for Vlora is avoiding fouls, especially in their defensive third. You don't want to be yielding an opportunity via set piece. Here, Hans one-on-one. Oh, cuts back. Can he get there? No, he can't. Another defender came over. It was just out of his reach. Did a nice job cutting into the middle, trying to bring it back in front of the goal, but the other defender had come over to cut off that attack.
Yeah, it was the right cut. Just Granite City were ready to compensate for it.
Hans with that goal at the end of the first half. Now back in the tie and the team lead. So interesting there with Martinez, who's not playing here tonight. Bondo loses possession, but continues to harass defenders. Does a nice job getting back, but I think that went off of him. It did. That'll be the third corner, of the match here for Granite City. Minute number 70, as they're going to bring in a substitution as well.
Once again, they're absolutely loading the box. Their players, one outfield players still near the center circle. Oh, two now.
All 9 non-keepers for Vlora are in the penalty area. That one goes up and over the head. And I believe that's a goal kick. Yes, it is.
Yeah, Granite City, I think, struggling a little bit just to make these set pieces count. They've had, I think, 3 corners now where it hasn't quite resulted in a meaningful chance. It's good opportunities for them to be able to match up Vlora's player strength, numbers-wise, but it hasn't quite connected.
And we've got a yellow issued to goalkeeper Bertolus, I think. Was that for a delay of game? Or
It must be. It must be. Felt maybe a little harsh with the amount of time he was given before the card, but yeah, it looks like.
Still plenty of time left here. Just under 20 minutes of the regulation 90, and then we'll have stoppage time as well. That one's poked away. Well done by Vlora. Hans 1-on-3. And now as we get in the final 20 minutes, is this where we start to see Vlora just trying to hold on, hold that lead, and if they can get a counter to a guy like Hans up front, then so be it. But spend the majority of their efforts just to make sure that they don't give up another goal. Oh, and here's a unnecessary turnover at midfield. Bono turns the corner, and he gets a nice clear. Alvarez. Like farther out, right back in. Granite City, Jama there.
Yeah, I think to your question, I think to some degree we've already seen a little bit of that transition, right? I mean, I think even bringing Jama on someone who's a little more traditionally defensive, a little more defensive by trade, even that part of that transition, you're seeing Hans much more that sort of sole outlet.
Nice job by Bertolus getting that one. The pass back from Jama, while a good one, as far as the decision, was a little strong, almost yielded the corner. Bertolus aware of that and just kicking it into touch along the side, so only yielding the throw-in. Now we went from 1 ball to 3. Cross deflected, and this will be a pickup opportunity for Ertl as he takes his time, as he should. Making every second count. Big boot down the field. Hans pushed from behind. Larson also followed from behind.
Gets the call, and it's a really good free kick opportunity for Vlora to work with here. Not only does it allow them to burn the clock a little bit, but it's actually pretty nicely placed to create something.
It's where you expect, and that's who's going to line up. Lagares does such a nice job delivering these set pieces, and let's see if Vlora can turn this into a goal-scoring chance. I think if the game were in a different place on the scoreboard, we'd be seeing more bodies up near the penalty area, but as it is, only 3 up to receive this. He's got Larson to his right.
And a quick change. Barab is off. We'll double check the name of the replacement. Have a chance.
Plays that one in. Hans not typically going to win those in the air. Here comes the counter, Granite City. Nice pass down low. That one's played out by Berchem, but it will be the 4th corner.
Quick note,
City this half.
Looks like number 15, Carlos Robles, has come on for Barab.
Robles is in. Another corner here in the 75th minute. In swinger. Long, far post. Nice job defending there, getting in the way. No shot. That one just went through everybody. The player for Granite City, it looks like Grant Bell was in the vicinity, but just couldn't get anything on it. I thought that Vlora really was the more aggressive player, and that just prevented Bell from getting in there.
Yeah, able to kind of sandwich him, just limit his movement, limit his ability to really fight for it.
Big goal kick. Midfield brought down. That pass intercepted. Hans pressuring. I think that's going to be a Granite City throw. All the way over to your side. Stearns. His pass. Immediately booted down the pitch. Hans there to provide some pressure. Brought back nicely there by Mankowski. Oh, that pass easily intercepted. And here's Hans. He's on a break. If he can win this one, he's got a great opportunity. It's 1 versus 2, but the defender gets in the way. Hans still with control. He's got Larson. Breaks right, takes the foul. And another yellow.
Yeah, it's smart from Hans. I think Larson would probably have liked a chance to get the ball, get a shot off, but Hans instead earns a really nice free kick for Vlora. Gets another opportunity to pause the game a little bit, slow things down. Puts the Granite City defender just in a really awkward spot.
Yeah, did not catch the jersey number of that yellow card. Second yellow of the second half here for Granite City. Just a reminder that Vlora playing a man down since minute number 8. Red card to defenseman Hector Trigueros. But now it'll be a free kick opportunity
Surely Lagares doesn't do the same thing again. It is a little bit to the right of the other one.
He very well might, and don't call me Shirley. See what he does. Aims for the near side, but goes high and wide. But he took it with the same amount of like...
very similar approach.
Yeah, very just calm, under control. Like he knew exactly where he wanted to go with that. Oh, yeah, a substitution for Granite City, hence they'll have to do the goal kick anew. Midfield. Far side. Centered. Not cleared. Back to Granite City. Pass a little deep. Collecting near side. Fakes the cross. Stearns. Nice block there. Unfortunately, goes into touch. It'll be a corner number 5 of the second half, number 6 overall of the match. So far, not a lot of threats on previous corners. We'll see if that holds true. Vlora with every man in the box. And that one's played out. It should be a goal kick. And now we've got a player down, but one's getting up. I think we got 2 players down.
Yeah, one for each team. It's Hans that's down with the Vlora. Granite City player did get up.
Oh, no, that's not. Guess I don't have it.
Hopefully Hans is okay. Had that go-ahead goal at the end of the first half.
He is up. He's tied to the center referee now, I think. Maybe discussing the contact that led to the injury.
Bertelis likes to take as many extra yards as he can on these free kicks. Get the whistle for play to resume. I suspect we're going to get quite a few minutes of stoppage when we're done with the initial 90. We're in the 81st minute now. But time is running shorter for Granite City. It's been 2-1 since the end of the first half. On to that go-ahead goal. Vlora with an opportunity to get even back into first place. They've been there for the majority of the season. Long ball. Unfortunately, another corner. Not much the defender could do there. He had to get in the way of that cross.
Yeah, I think it's settling in for Granite City a little bit that they really do need to find something here, and they've only got so much time left to do it. See a little more urgency, maybe.
All of their players are in the attacking third except for their goalkeeper. Oh, it comes down. It's dangerous, and it's in. It finally came to roost on the corner. 6 of the half, 7th overall, as Granite City knots this one up 2 apiece. We're even going into the final 8 minutes of regulation. Another Vlora player down.
Yeah, I think it might be Alvarez down. It's a scrappy goal, but it's what Granite City have been looking for. Opportunity to just get a shot off on target, get back in this game. It takes some deflections. It bounces around. Probably makes contact with 2 or 3 other players before the goal scorer finally gets that shot off. But it rings true. It's what the visitors have been looking for. It's what they've needed. And now they're back in this game, looking to get a point off Vlora.
Vlora going long. And a foul called against Vlora. Just their second of the second half. 8th overall. And Granite City looking for that go-ahead one late. They've got momentum. They've got an extra man. And they draw another corner. We just saw the equalizer a minute ago. Another chance, Granite City in swinger. Oh, they play this one long. That was not intended. No, and the foul called on Vlora. This will be an opportunity about 5 yards or so outside the penalty area. Alvarez didn't like the call. I think he felt like he was under control and the other player wasn't.
Yeah, and he continued with the ball, I think, thinking that he was maybe going to have some sort of advantage as if the foul had been the other way. Granite City players arguing that he should get a card for moving the ball away from the call, but I think the referee understands that it was a miscommunication. Yeah, it's a tight call. It was two players felt like they were kind of battling for the ball pretty fairly. Referee saw otherwise, and now Granite City with a huge opportunity to get this back and play back in the box.
A little farther away than initially thought, which might change the decision here also from an angle. Vlora players holding at the 18. They play this one to the right. And that one's blocked, but it's going to be a surprise, a corner kick.
Yeah, Granite City are really racking up the pressure here to their credit. Getting a lot of set pieces, a lot of opportunities to get in the box.
8th corner of the half, combined with the first one, that's now 9 times they've had a corner kick. 9 times. Alvarez gets the head on that one. Brought down. Alvarez gets there. He goes down. Ref was looking the other direction. Granite City, tons of pressure. Getting the equalizer they were looking for all half. Now looking for the go-ahead goal. Vlora trying to get some sort of a counter if they can.
Yeah, it's all hands on deck defensively right now. JJ Bondo working really hard on that left side. Trying to prevent any clean crosses from coming in.
Big throw into the penalty area. Alvarez wins it in the air twice, 3 times, and flicked out. Hans gets it past one guy, blocks another one. Didn't get the friendly roll, needed that one to go a different direction, and that might have been Hans off to the races. Using what little energy he might have left, trying to create something. Stearns bullies it into the penalty area. Now the shot. Now we're going to have a substitution here for Vlora, I believe.
Yeah, Lagres coming off.
So Lagres off.
One sub made and one waiting, it looks like. It's like we've got 6 on.
So that is David Riera coming in to play the final few minutes of the regulation 90 plus whatever stoppage time is had. Ono tried to find Larson, but that one's picked out of the air, but handball was called. Opportunity here for Vlora to get something down the field, see if they can't get a late goal, go back up to a 1-goal advantage. I'd love to get those extra 2 points. Be a great time for an Alvarez header off this free kick. Chipped in, headed out. Played over to the touchline, chased down, but not saved.
Mishandled by Granite City, and it's a huge moment for this game because it prevents a huge opportunity for them to surge back ahead. Vlora able to potentially see out almost all of what's left of regulation here.
Teesing's going to take the throw. Everyone's going into the penalty area that's down there, so they're anticipating a long throw. We got 4 guys in the penalty area, about 7 defenders. It's headed out by one of those 7. Granite City on the counter. Get it further down. Nice recovery there by the Vlora defense. Final minute of the 90. Granite City wanting a handball, not called. Oh no. Taken out with a slide tackle. He's still down. Ball goes off him. There's another slide. That one's played long. Goalkeeper has to retreat into his penalty area. He's not going to even bother picking that one up.
Now one last change for Vlora. It's 16 is in for Hans. To double check.
So Daher Jama. We are in stoppage time. Suspect a good 4 to 5 minutes, maybe more. That one's going to be a goal kick. I feel like if the game were to end as it is right now, 2 apiece, well, taking a step back, if you're thinking, wow, we took a red card in the 8th minute, played a man down all game, getting a draw is not a bad result. But when you have that 2-1 lead for the majority of the second half, it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, I think from the big picture, getting a point out of this game, getting some nice goals out of this game is a pretty big accomplishment. But when you're in Vlora's position, you're trying to fight for first place. You're trying to be a high-achieving side. You have some other opportunities like the penalty to potentially go further ahead. You have a feeling that if it ends this way, there's going to be some disappointment amongst the team, amongst the players. That being said, yeah, I mean, it's been a really good show of fight, a really good show of determination to respond so well, not just to the red card, but to going behind 1-0.
Well, and you mentioned it, Juan Lagares with a great game, a goal, an assist, a beautiful assist on the Hans goal, but the penalty that goes right into the goalkeeper and then has a chance on the rebound but can't punch that one home. This is a different second half if he's able to convert on that.
Yeah, and there's been other close calls, ones that Granite City managed to handle in other ways, open play.
An opportunity here for Vlora to advance it past midfield with control. They go up and over far side. Bona was making a run. Plays it forward just too far off the thigh.
Yeah, does a good job of getting to it initially, but it's just too much momentum on it. Doesn't slow it down.
Or the 3rd minute of stoppage time. 3 of a possible, I'll say 5 or 6. And give and go, too much go. Jama take the throw. He's got Riera on a run. Teesing and Larson in the area as well. Riera plays it back. Alvarez, far side, Bondo. He's going to go long and not where he wanted that one to go. Didn't turn the hips enough and get that one in front of the goal. Big goal kick. Jamo the header. Larson. Riera long ball. Too long. Alvarez in the air. Winning those 50-50 balls in the air about 90% of the time, if not more. Jama volleys that one out. 5th minute of stoppage time. Possible last chance here for Granite City. Jama, nice job forcing him outside, not yielding the corner. Well played defensively, Deck Jama.
Yeah, Granite City able to get that ball into sort of an awkward little space, and sometimes you see those turn into a goal or at least a chance. Handled really well. Erdelis. Vlora with maybe the last goal kick of the game. We'll have to see.
One played long, and it's past him. Opportunity, what's the call? Did they call a foul without calling advantage?
They've called it back for a free kick. Referees not allowed advantage. I think simply because one of the defenders was in the mix of the play, but Tyson seemed entirely in on goal still, even with the defender getting in the mix. It's a very polarizing call from the referee.
That it's kind of reminiscent of the 8th minute red card that didn't yield a penalty shot. Like,
yeah, no, that's a good point.
So despite the fact that this is about 32 yards out, I'm suspecting a shot to goal. We get it, a shot to wall. As we wrap up the 6th minute of stoppage, at least one more minute here is Granite City making another final run. This one played through. It's a nice ball, just a little strong. Outside attacker wasn't moving quite fast enough and hadn't advanced his run far enough. Goal kick bouncing around. Controlled by Vlora. They chip forward. Opportunity here. You got a man in the middle if they can get the cross. Oh, they do. The guy's wide open. Shot is deflected. Can't get it to goal. Couldn't get a clear shooting lane. Vlora trying to get something going. Are they going to get a corner out of this? I believe they are.
Yeah, looks like signal toward corner.
8th minute.
Might be it.
Now, this is where I would like to see as many guys as they feel like they can spare. Go for the points. Take the chance. Well, they played on the ground. I don't think that was what the doctor ordered there. No, here's the counterattack one-on-one. Rashem, well played. And that is going to be that The final score here after almost 8 minutes of stoppage time, 2-2. So despite being a man down for the majority of the game, a draw, so a point, which is nice, but boy, you really would have liked to have seen a win at the result of this one.
Yeah, for Vlora, it's there's highs and lows in this one to take away. It means you confirm to have missed out on that first place spot for the playoffs, and there's downsides to that. At the same time, you show a great amount of spirit and ability to fight back and get it back into a game. 2 really nice goals, some really nice saves in the mix there. I think it's going to be one of those games that there's a lot of complicated things to take away from as a coaching staff, as a playing roster. So for Granite City, it's not necessarily what they wanted to take away from today either. They would have wanted to win. It gives them a little more positive than maybe Vlora. But yeah, I mean, Vlora, they're able to end the regular season. Hard team to beat, hard team to put down. At the very least, that's a strong thing to be able to say about yourself going into a playoff setting.
Yep. So one more game, an away game remaining in the regular season, and then the playoffs come as the final score here, 2-2. The goal scorers, we had Juan Lagares and Adonai Hans for Vlora in the first half. The result is 2-2 draw for Dominic Bisogno, Katie Brink, and on camera today, Simon Echeverry. My name is Skip Newton signing off. Final score here between Granite City and Vlora, 2-2. So long, everyone. Have a great night.